Hello and welcome. I'm so excited and honored to have my dear friend and soul sister Lysa Black here. Welcome, Lysa.
Thank you, darling heart. Lovely to be with you.
And for those of you who don't know Lysa, I don't think many people don't know Lysa in my communities. She's a business mentor for gifted leaders who want to rise and prosper on purpose with ease. And I have the great pleasure of having Lysa do a masterclass in my Embrace Your Purpose program. And the topic this year is visibility, because that's one of the things that I really feel that you're amazing at, being visible in a really beautiful, heart-centered, vulnerable way, as you actually also convey what it is that you do and call in amazing clients so that you can be fully booked and also have an amazing life.
Oh, Karina, I just love that. I admire your visibility. And so I think it's really interesting that we have this perspective on, how well we're all nailing it at visibility. But, one of the core principles I follow is that we have to honor our own truth when it comes to finding what serves and supports us for visibility. All of us are just so incredibly unique, and know that your tribe, this incredible group of visionaries, intuitives, highly sensitives, creatives, and they're really wanting to make a difference in the world, but how they're perceived is something that has been a lifelong challenge for the whole tribe. So when we come into the realm of social media, we're really bombarded, right, with perceptions of what are people going to think, and that can be a really unsupportive place. So in this interview, I really tuned into, 3 different points that we can guide and support everyone with so that they can really find how to honor their truth and express themselves in a way that feels nurturing and beautiful for them.
Yes, because we can also enjoy being visible. It doesn't have to be a thing that we have to do because our coaches told us to do it, right? It can actually be enjoyable. I think when you find your way of being visible and how often you want to be visible, then it's fun. Like, I love now being visible, actually.
Because you get to connect with all the beautiful people that you love. And when that's the agenda, I think, really specifying for me that perspective that we hold on visibility, that when we think, I wrote down, what will they think of me? It just spirals us down to a really unsupportive place. But one of the best things I've done this year is really ask myself, what do I want to say? And really allowed my business to be a place where I'm the most fully expressed version of myself, means that my communication alone honors and supports me. And then anyone who resonates with my message, well, that's just a bonus, right? Because I've played very small in this world. I haven't been heard. I haven't felt supported or loved for being who I am. And now I want my business to be a place where I feel at home, where I feel like I can share the sacred messages that light up my world and touch my heart. And if they happen to bless anyone else, then it's just a bit of a bonus, hey?
I love that perspective. And I find often during client sessions or in groups, we'll have certain topics coming up where we feel really passionate about maybe sharing a certain message, like, I don't know, to support people in believing in themselves, to honor their gifts, to see how amazing they are when they feel like they're not like they should be and should be more like someone else. And so those things are great to share. I feel like it's like, because you really want to let people know these things, and it's such a it's great when we do it from that place, and I find it really helpful. And and then, like you said, it's just a bonus if they enjoy that as well.
Because we're nourishing ourselves, and I love that your messages always nourish you, Karina. Like, you're always speaking into the heart of a matter that really nurtures you and aids in your blossoming and your becoming in your fullest expression. So the next one I wrote down was influence. And I think as sensitives in business, the idea of selling makes us feel super icky. So if visibility is used to sell, then I just completely shut down, and I don't want to show up because it just doesn't feel nourishing and nurturing for me. But if I ask, how can I serve? Because I'm in a business where I want to contribute to make a difference to other people. So when I think about using visibility as a way to serve my tribe and make their lives better and give them insight to help them make profound shifts, then that like brings me so much joy. I'm like, you need to hear this, like, oh my gosh. And I think that's a really, really nice energy. So, I think if we can all reflect on, what sort of influence am I bringing through my visibility, I think that can be really clarifying for our hearts.
Yeah, and I feel like you do this so well when you offer challenges, and you share a lot of things that people can really use right away. And I feel that also creates that connection with people before we even start working with them, because ideally our clients get to know our style and they try our tools and practices, and if that works for them and they like it and it feels good, then they know that we're the right people for them to continue working with, or not. And whatever happens, they're still gonna profit from that too, which feels so good. And I think, like you said, for heart-centered intuitives and sensitive people, this is why we do this work, because we want to be of service. So not losing that sight of that.
And this has brought us to the third point, which is all about cultivating relationships. That, instead of, if I ask myself, will they like me, it puts me into a really shut down place, because there's been plenty of people that haven't liked me in my life. I know that's surprising for you, Karina. Surprising for me as well. It's just mind-blowing that someone would not like me. But anyway, some people don't like peaches, and that's just how it is. But when I think about, how can I really express my love for my tribe? And I think about cultivating a relationship where, whether they hire me or not, whether, what I share applies to them or not, just conveying that love. For me, I go, that nurtures and nourishes me, that I want to be somebody who's channeling love into the world, which is why I love our friendship so much, because this is what you do, and this is what Embrace Your Purpose program is all about for you. It's holding people in such a beautiful sanctuary of love that they feel safe enough to really emerge in their truth and make this powerful difference that they were born to deliver. So really, I'm not being visible. I'm just dousing my tribe with love because it makes me happy.
I love that. Yeah. And that's how I feel, like, totally, when I show up and I do things, like, I love it. And I love the people in my communities, and I love that connection. So instead of like talking at people, trying to get them to buy our stuff, like, we just get to be in a loving relationship with people. And I find that it's so nurturing and it's so authentic, because we do this in a genuine way, and you can't fake love and you can't fake true connection. And sure, it takes some time to build those connections and those relationships, but it's so worth it. I feel like, because those connections, they last beyond the program or the mentoring sessions or whatever. And that's also really important, because that's also our contribution to the world, isn't it?
That's it.
Thank you so much, Lysa. Can I ask you one last question?
Yes, please.
It's about consistency, showing up consistently. And I know a lot of people in our communities, they struggle with this, like how to show up consistently so that they don't just show up and go all in and then want to hide and disappear and come back 6 months later. How do you work with that?
I think consistency is difficult, because once we get an expectation in our mind, it can feel like a rule, or like we're trying to force ourselves to jump through some hoop. And for me, I just find my energy contracts whenever I think of an expectation. One of the things that I like to do is just show up on each of my platforms at least once, because I care, and that by showing up once, I'm really tuning into, from all of my experiences this week and my client appointments and my personal unfolding journey, what's the one message that is the most enriching and most valuable thing I could contribute and offer? And I really like discerning what that is. Like, I mean, I journal every day, I write a gratitude list every day, but what I share on social media, I feel like it's gleaned from all of my experiences, and I get to kind of draw out the richest treasure and then go, I want to share this with you. And then when people say, wow, like, I released a poem a few weeks ago, and I hadn't released any poetry for years on social media, and so many people thanked me, that I realized that what is my treasure is treasured by others. And I think if we see our visibility and this sacred art of sharing our hearts as a way right, of really discerning what is our treasure, then it totally takes away any fear and expectation, and it makes it a joyful, beautiful experience.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Yeah, and I think that a lot of people confuse consistency with like being online and sharing constantly every single day, because otherwise people are going to forget us. And to me, consistency means that you find a pace that works for you. So like you said, if you have one message you share every week and you show up every week and you share that, that's enough to be consistent. It doesn't have to be so much. I think it just has to be the right things that you really feel strongly about, and having a clear message and really being present. So it's finding a pace, right, that works for us.
Yeah, it's honoring our truth, honoring, right, our vibe and our tempo, and never comparing ourselves to anyone else, always honoring what feels right for us.
Yeah, and don't be afraid that people will forget you because you don't post all the time, because I follow people online who post rarely, but I always see their posts, and I feel like they are present even when they're not posting. And whenever they post, it's always relevant. It's always powerful. There's always something valuable in it. And I think that's better than just creating more noise, because we don't need more noise. We need magic. Well, thank you so much, Lysa. I am so glad that we got to connect today. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful wisdom. And for showing up the way that you do. For those of you who want to learn more from Lysa, I am opening the doors to my Embrace Your Purpose program, my intuitive business programs for intuitives, sensitive souls, creatives. And we start on September 30th, and it's a 6-month-long journey. And I'm doing a challenge on September 2nd. So if you want to get like a taster for what the program is like and what the community is like, because that's one of the big things about the program, apart from the guided meditations and the practices. It's being held in a safe, loving container with me plus the rest of the women, supporting you, cheering you on, being really loving and compassionate, and just giving you that energy so that you can just do your thing. Working on visibility, a relationship with money, tuning into specific offerings. So it kind of covers everything in business. So it can be for someone just starting out or someone who's more experienced. And I would love to welcome you in if you feel the call. Do reach out if you have any questions at all. And I can't wait to begin this next group of the Embrace Your Purpose program. And thank you so much, Lysa, for your time again.
I'm really excited to be a part of this program again, and I've really been fortunate to witness this beautiful emergence and blossoming that happens with people that are near you, Karina. So I really admire what you have intentionally created. And I just feel so much joy to be a part of it, because I get to kind of stand in for a week or two and add my nurture and love to this group space as well. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Oh, thank you so much for your kind words. And I love that too, because to me, it's all about like co-creation and community, and that there's a place for everyone. So I'm so glad that you come and spread some of your magic and your joyful vibes. So thank you so much to everyone watching this, and I wish you a beautiful and magical day. And be visible and find your way of doing it. So thank you. And
beautiful.